But ignorantly, we started off with a solution. We were like, okay, cool, we know what we have to do. We'll just build it on blockchain and everyone will use it. And we'll solve the problem in 2 months. Unfortunately, that couldn't have been further from the truth if I tried. I was telling Lynn a story a little bit earlier. We started developing a solution. I got all the way up to National Treasury at government. I sat in the room with the presidency and treasury, and she did not look up at me once from her phone. Did not even acknowledge me in the room, because I was taking away something which benefited her in some form or manner. So, lesson learned, don't try to throw technology at the problem. Go look for ways to solve it. So we kept calm, we took a step back, we did Lean Startup. And we kicked it off with the workshops and the stuff I've been explaining to you a little bit earlier. And we tried to map out the journeys, and we wrote down all the experiments we needed to go and conduct as we went about solving for this massive, audacious issue. And we went and spoke to people in their houses. That is Nalundi over there, a 41-year-old domestic worker. She had extended her RDP house with a loan from a mashonisha. A mashonisha is a shark loan, someone that lends money informally at very high interest rates. And when you don't pay, they arrive with a big bat and they break your knees. So be careful of them. And we started understanding that there were a lot more fundamental problems than just solving the contract of a deed. Her biggest problem is that she couldn't leave her house to her children. So there was a legacy issue. The informal lending was at extremely high rates. Informal selling of the home without deeds transfer. And banks weren't comfortable lending because they didn't recognize the house as an asset without the contract. And so we weren't sure how to go solve this. So we went and developed 4 solutions, but we didn't develop anything. We created sales decks and different marketing decks picking up on the various problems. And we started going to pitch them to not only the customers, but to the stakeholders and the investors as well. And so we created a will app, a digi-deeds, something that helped with the handover of the house. But ultimately when we settled was on a loans business. And I'm proud to say today that we've gone about building a real sustainable loans business back to a house that they could build on top of their house. And we're seeing massive success in a small market in South Africa. I wanted to leave today, and this is my final slide, with some core lessons. Innovation is not always about the technology. The technology will provide you emerging opportunities to go and act upon, but don't start at technology. Learn from other school fees, partner with people, universities, startups. There's a wealth of knowledge. They've tried some of these things before, they've failed. Learn from those failures. Trust the process. I know sometimes it feels really uneasy and you may think, why am I doing this? Trust in the process. It will take you down the road. And don't go build in stealth mode. Build teams, share with each other, bring in other people, bring in other opinions. And I think you guys are doing a fantastic job. It seems like you've got all the right ingredients, so I'm excited to come back in a few years and see about all the cool stuff that you've launched in market.
Kita applause untuk Mehul, thank you very much. So, we have some questions, Matt.
I've used all my time.
Yeah, I'll ask the team to add the time. So, sorry ya, panitia, ini kita pertanyaan dari para amoeba, saya akan sebutkan. So, one of them asked how to execute ideas in a technically efficient ways.
I think there's a lot of answers to that question. So the first way I would say is going back to that consideration of what do you need to build versus buy versus borrow. So technically efficient, if there's something that exists that works really well, I think about cloud, as a service. It's technically efficient, it's scalable. You don't need to necessarily go and build that back-end infrastructure to scale your product. That would be a technically efficient way. And when I spoke about the minimum viable product, make sure that you're building the right stuff for the customer to experience, but you don't have to build the expensive stuff at the back end at that early point in the product. So if you're managing the data with 2 people and a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, that's okay, because all you're doing is trying to learn at that point, and you'll be able to build the right things once you know and scale from there.
Sharp and clear ya teman-teman amoeba yang nanya nih. gimana caranya bikin produk dengan efisien teknik, ya banyak jawaban. Cuma basically yang penting yang customer end-nya, yang back end-nya jangan mahal-mahal. Mau cuma invest 2 orang dibayar mahasiswa magang ngelola Excel untuk ngelola data dan analytics bisa. Yang penting yang di depan customer-nya. Oke, interesting. How to manage unexpected things and challenges.
Get used to it. There's you're going to constantly come up against unexpected decisions. Innovating in a large organization is one of the most difficult things you can do. People change jobs, sponsors move on to other business units. You need to constantly rally from a political perspective. And so I'm not going to give you an answer. I'm going to say get used to it and expect it, and build up that sort of, is a word, grit, you know, resistance to change, because inevitably it's going to be there. And a true entrepreneur is someone who can deal with change on a daily basis and adapt to change. So one of the biggest traits we look for in an entrepreneur is agility and flexibility and the ability to sort of pivot away from the problem.
Smile and get used to it.
Yeah. and just talk your way through it. Believe your own lies.
Okay, kemudian the third one is this is really common, ya. How to hire best fit talents when you are only a startup with limited costs. In a team.
Give away all your equity. No, I'm joking. I think that's actually one of the fundamental mistakes that a lot of startups do, is their willingness to give away a large portion of their IP and equity so early on before nothing's been validated. It's a bit of a double-edged sword, because I feel that if the pie is big enough that you can share it, but a great way to use it is use some of the platforms that use freelancing skills. Don't be worried about employing full-time people on your payroll. They're expensive. There are a number of designers, subject matter experts, developers around who are willing to come in and work on a daily basis, an hourly basis. And if you've got budget, you can manage that in a scope. And so even for coming up with a like a brand name, there's a website called Fiverr that you can put out your company, what it's about, and you can crowdsource great brand stories or idea names. I think this gig economy and this freelance economy has given rise to being able to take products to market a lot more cheap, just because of people's willingness to do hourly, daily, monthly work.
Basically you need to know what you want to do, right?
Yeah.
Split up who will do that.
I think if you're building a technical product, I would make sure that I have a technical co-founder on my team. Venture capitalists always look for that as a consideration. So they'll always ask who is the technical co-founder or the developer. So if you're going about building something with lots of technical complexity, the one person I would spend money on is a well-rounded technical co-founder.
Okay, last, how to manage, if you want to go to market, so what's the best revenue stream strategy, which means how you define your revenue streams, basically, at the early stage?
I'm a huge fan of annuity income, so you guys are in the right business. Anywhere where customers are paying you on an ongoing basis rather than once-off purchases is a business model that I'm attracted to, and it's not great for consulting, because consulting is always on time and materials, and it's very difficult to scale. So look for something that creates stickiness, something that customers want to use frequently in their daily lives. If they're just using it every now and then, every couple of months, it's really hard to get the right revenue streams that are sustainable in your business. I think if you look at something like a Facebook or something that drives users to the platform on a daily basis and generates daily advertising income, you've got to be thinking, that's the model that you want to be going forward on, not one-off purchases. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, dari floor, Any question? Oke, Mas dulu sebelah sana. Mas Reza ya. Langsung ya Mas.
Hello, my name is Brian Adendorf. I want to ask something about when we want to create startup where is already the giant about the similar things about the startup. How we facing the giant? People says we should make a difference, but what kind of difference that we need to do? And the second question is, when we create a startup where all of our resources already run out, when we need to stop, if the answer is we keep moving forward, how to find the right side on the situation? Thank you.
Okay, so I'm just going to repeat it back so I understand. You said you're from a gaming startup, is that right?
Mas, boleh bahasa Indonesia deh, biar nanti aku juga tadi nggak terlalu nangkep. Pertanyaan gimana? Bahasa Indonesia aja, biar nanti saya.
Saya seorang mahasiswa magang di Emago, bukan sini.
So the first part of your question was around this purpose.
Pertanyaannya.
Oh ya, pertanyaan saya tadi itu tentang, jadi ketika kita buat suatu startup yang dimana itu sudah ada startup yang sejenis atau bahkan yang sama, orang bilang kita harus buat satu perbedaan yang gimana yang kita butuhin gitu.
Oh, duplication. Yeah. So
What? The second?
Pertanyaan kedua tadi, ketika kita udah buat startup tapi kemudian kita sudah kehabisan dana dan semua resource kita udah habis gitu, kapan kita tahu untuk berhenti? Kalaupun kita mau lanjut, gimana kita analisa masih ada hal baik dari startup itu kira-kira gitu.
you've run out. Yeah. Okay, I understand. The first part is that your idea is going to exist. So very, very few of the ideas that you have over here will be novel or completely original. They will exist in some form around the world. And so often the real innovation behind an idea is not necessarily the product itself. It could be about how you distribute it. You might have a really unique way of reaching customers, or it could be in the way that customers purchase your product. That is really so easy that they would rather purchase your product over your competitor product, which is pretty much exactly the same. And so I think be careful of going into crowded spaces. So if you're going to look at somewhere that's already got a lot of the same apps or same platforms, that's a warning sign. But if none of them are succeeding more than the other one, ask yourself the question why. And there may be something there. So if none of them are really dominating the market, there's still an opportunity because no one's nailing it yet. No one's found that edge, and there will be an opportunity for you. So be cautious of concentrated markets, but go and analyze the concentration of them. And I'll iterate that again. If no one player is winning, there's an opportunity. I wouldn't go and compete against Facebook, for example. It would be very hard to change 2 billion people to switch to my platform. But if there's a whole bunch of apps with 100,000 users and no one's really taking off, I think there's an opportunity over there. The second part of the question was when you run out of funding, you need to become a real entrepreneur. So be prepared to get on your knees and start asking. Go to angel investors, put your idea on crowdfunding platforms, Kickstarter. There's a number of mechanisms, but also then just have an honest look in the mirror and go, if no one's willing to fund it to that next stage, why is no one willing to fund it? And it was that video earlier, entrepreneurs are scared of the truth. And because we love our idea, we think it's a huge idea, we married to our idea. And once it hits the market and we find out that it's not quite that, it really hurts and it can be depressing. But the quicker you get out there and the quicker you find that, as a young guy, you've got many years to start the next thing. So don't be afraid of failure. And no entrepreneur has been successful in their first idea. It's going to take 10 ideas before you nail it. So, yeah.
Sabar katanya mas. Intinya mas sabar. Tapi saya setuju. Sekarang tuh di titik, pokoknya kalau kita dapat ide sesuatu yang baru, jangan-jangan Tuhan tuh ngasih ke 1000 orang yang sama di saat yang sama itu dengan ide yang sama. Tinggal siapa yang duluan sukses saja. So, don't give up. Mbak, dari jasa marga ya, welcome.
I'm Mirastri. My question is, you want as a CEO, you want everything under control, right? You need to monitor the progress. So, but you say flexibility is a must, and I sort of agree with that. We need to be flexible in this kind of era disruption era. So, my question is, how do you combine the flexibility and control? So, how to balance it? So you can ensure the alignment between strategic and the process is running well.
That's a very good question. I'm just giving it some thought. So I spoke earlier about how do you foster autonomy with accountability. And so the one thing I've done as a CEO is build a really strong team around me that I trust. And I've been able to delegate a lot